Hello and welcome. I am Fazala Ahmed. Lok Sabha elections are going on right now, and we are in Lucknow. Along with me is Sadaf Jafar. Sadaf Jafar is a Congress leader and a very influential figure. She has protested during anti-CA movement in 2019 and got arrested. She was also manhandled by police in custody. Later, she was also asked to compensate for the loss that happened during the anti-CAA protests. She was also among those people whose pictures were put up in the public areas to quote unquote name and shame them for protesting against the very unconstitutional Citizenship Amendment Act. Welcome, Shah. To start with, would you like to recall what happened at the time of protests?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, of course, we came out to protest, and I was trying to help a media person at the time when the violence was going on. And I don't know from where these people came and they started hurling stones because we were very peacefully protesting. And one of the boys who were pelting stones, we caught hold of them and we gave them to the police, who of course did not go to the jail along with us the next day. And after the protest was over and we were going home, we were picked up and they started beating us up on the street itself. Then in the police van and finally in the police custody. First the women constables and the Mahila in charge of the Mahila Thana beat me up, and then later the men they called me in the office on the pretext of talking to me, and then they beat me up. I was not given a proper medical checkup, neither medical treatment. I was not given sanitary napkins because of the beating and kicking in my stomach. I started internally bleeding. They did not give me any of the first aid. For 24 hours, I was kept hungry. And then eventually we were sent to the jail. Nobody knew. My family was not informed. My friends were not informed. My party wasn't informed. And eventually I was sent to jail. So pretty harrowing, I must say. And what happened to us, I can imagine what happens in the by-lanes and in the villages, remotest of the villages, what these policemen must be doing. Recently being the case in Sambal, as how voters were stopped from voting.
How did that one particular incident or the entire CAA thing impacted your life as a Muslim woman? Also, who is someone who is very, very vocal about things happening around?
Actually, the problem was exactly this, that I was a Muslim woman and I was a vocal Muslim woman. Otherwise, Yogi Adityanath would have just let me be. He doesn't like the whole idea of, because the ones who are as, communal as he is, such people are definitely anti-woman. They are very patriarchal and misogynist, and hence he picked me up particularly. Out of all the men whose pictures were put up, I was the only woman. So he did not want me, he just basically wanted to scare me. He wanted to silence me, which could not be possible. Initially, as a single mother, what are your fears? Your fears are that your employment should not be taken away. Your fears are that your children should not be left alone if something happens to you. You know, there were times before I was arrested, I used to spend nights, worrying that if something happens to me, what would happen to my children? But after my arrest, the way the kind of solidarity came from within my party leadership, especially from Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, the kind of support that came from across the communities, the way all the women stood by me, irrespective of the caste and communities, that gave me a lot of self-confidence. I became even more undeterred. Now, nothing fears me. I'll tell you something you might find it funny, but I find it very liberating. That before my arrest, I used to be scared, going on the escalator. But after I got arrested and beaten up, I climbed it just like that. Because what worse can happen to you than police beating you up and kicking in your stomach and calling you a jihadi and a Pakistani? After that, those little tiny fears do not affect me anymore.
The party has supported you. You also contested the assembly election
Yes.
in 2022. And after that, what do you have to say about the treatment of women in the state and around the country in the current government?
We are living in a police state. UP does not belong to Yogi Adityanath's UP does not belong to India. He runs it on his own. He does not listen to anybody. For example, when our pictures were put up, our posters were put up, a suo motu was taken by Allahabad court. He was asked to pull it down because there was no such law to name and shame us. And it was not just naming and shaming, it was putting our lives in danger, our families' lives in danger, because they were putting our addresses also there. And then we were he did not pay heed to it. Overnight, he passed an ordinance, went ahead to the Supreme Court, challenged the order of Allahabad Court in Supreme Court. And until now, nothing has been happened unless, of course, during my election, Supreme Court came up and said that you cannot, go ahead with this kind of harassment and please return the whatever that you've mortgaged from the people. But our cases are still pending. We are still running it. So you see that, the condition, UP runs on its own. Hathras happened, instead of reporting the case, they try to finish it off. They try to suppress the case. You must have seen what happened in Unnao. Kuldeep Sengar did not get arrested. In fact, he was doing the Shakti Pradarshan outside, SP's residence. Instead of arresting him, they just went ahead with it until and unless the media and the opposition came heavily on this. Only then he was arrested. Chinmay Anand, the woman, was harassed till the time she took the case back. Brijbhushan Sharan Singh is the stark example what this government thinks about women.
The recent
Prajwal Ravanna case is, it is nauseating. And it is heartbreaking that how a 68-year-old helper is begging him. This is what is the condition of the women. And believe it or not, with the government repeating, it is not just the Muslims. It is all the oppressed, like women, the OBCs, the SCs, the STs, all of their conditions. And believe me, it is right now also, they are in the worst of scenario. Their conditions will worsen even more.
You have been working actively with the multiple communities here. What do you think right now is a mood of the public in Lucknow?
See, people are definitely, they have made up their mind to get rid of this government. Because this government has adversely affected almost every strata of population. Whether it is he is going after the Ambanis and the Adanis also, as you've seen recently. So it is the small marketeers, small MSMEs, people doing that. The teachers, there are so many teachers who have not been, selected. Those who have been selected, their appointment letters have not been given. Students, they are worse affected are the youth. Because of the paper leak. Look at the way how they managed to reach the examination center and then the paper is leaked. Women condition is far worse. The government education and the government public health is going through the worst of its phases. So India was still developing. We were still trying to help people come out of poverty and misery for the last 55 years. But in these 10 years, he has put the country in the reverse gear. He is a megalomaniac who talks about himself. I, me, myself. He doesn't care how people are suffering.
And earlier, it used to be people who used to demonize Muslims and minorities. Right now, it's just open. It's the Prime Minister of the country on record saying things which are directly attacking the Muslim community and continuously demonizing the community. What do you have to say about that?
See, now it is legalized. Something that people may or may not have had in their minds is now out and open. So he has unmasked the hatred that was there. But believe it or not, it is, looking at my own case, first-hand experience that I have gone, how much ever hatred that he wants to spread, eventually people want bread on their plate. You know, his hatred may be there. Of course, it has affected many. But the way it had affected so many in 2014, people are now waking up. They are realizing that, you know, you don't get jobs by hating Muslims. Your children do not, you do not get treatment. Your children do not get good education if you're hating Muslims. So now you find that, you know, people are coming out and opening up. They're talking like, people are not exactly into that thing. But yes, definitely BJP has legalized it.
So you are saying, that it's just the political parties and the political leaders who are inciting this kind of,
Yes.
but not the public.
Public does get incited. Who is getting incited? It is the public, no. I don't, when he gives those, those speeches, I don't feel sad for him because he's pathetic, he's beyond any, sympathy. But it is the people who cheer him, I feel sad for them, that what is happening to their minds. So even if it is handful of those people, who 30% or 33% who voted for him, I feel sad for them and they are definitely getting incited. And if this government comes back again, definitely the impact will be more. So on one side, there is a cloud of hatred, and behind that smoke screen, the worst thing is poverty, unemployment, uneducation, illiteracy, women insecurity. So hatred is just a smoke screen. I wish the people of the country realize that hatred is not going to burn the hearth of their houses. Eventually, it is going to be jobs, which Modi ji has failed to give.
What do you think, because you are associated with Congress, and what do you think, how much chance does the India Alliance have to form their government?
As we had said long back, we do not believe in jumlas. So we don't make very big, tall promises. So our estimate is that South mein saaf and North mein half.
What is your response to Charles Somar?
400 par is a jumla like 15 lakh khate mein aayenge and beti bachao, beti padhao, make in India, made in India, whatever the kind of stuff that he's been talking about. 400 par is just that. He's just trying to, through his Godi media and through the immense amount of money that he has accumulated due to demonetization and Prime Minister Care Fund, electoral bonds, he has bought people like Papa ne war rukwa di. So Papa 400 par kara denge. But the problem is ki, are people willing to give him that kind of seats? No. People want jobs. He's failed to give them jobs. I will keep coming back to jobs. Because that is something that, if you have money in your pocket, you don't need ration. You need money. Ration can fill your stomach. It cannot get you education. It cannot get your children married. It cannot get you medicine. So eventually people want cash in their pockets, and that comes with jobs, which he has failed to provide. So 400 par is just a jumla.